Venezuela. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the January 21st, 2026 Wednesday edition. I am Scott Leisure. Here we are. Another Wednesday edition. The third Wednesday edition of the new calendar year. How we feeling, people? If you're one of the new year, new me people, you're feeling one of two ways. You're either feeling like, hey, look at me. Here I am. It's week 3 into the new me. Rainbows, butterflies, good vibes, right? Or, or, or you're feeling like, yeah, I've been better. I'm still working on it. I just got a lot of stuff going on. Don't get me wrong, people. I understand from experience what it takes and what it's like to make large scale changes in your life. I think I think by a certain age, if you haven't had to make large scale life changes, then you must be living in the basement still, right? Making large changes in your life is huge and it takes time. 3 weeks is an eternity when it comes to big major changes. Maybe you're quitting smoking, quitting drinking, sodas, fast food. Maybe you're quitting crack. How about cocaine? Maybe you're simply trying to make better overall choices, right? Amen for improvement. It's all about just today and doing that thing or not doing that thing today. I think here on everyone's favorite weekly podcast, Wednesday edition, I think we try to emphasize the importance of staying real, giving our best, looking out for the truth, and finding ways to improve our overall well being, physically, mentally, and spiritually. I feel that in doing our best every day and remaining true to ourselves and our beliefs, that we have at least a fighting chance at just living a better life. Amen for good choices, right? Again, don't get me wrong, people. I'm not saying that you are hereby ordered to live by the rules, opinions, and standards of the Wednesday edition community. As always, the rule is you do you. Unless you're doing you by, inflicting pain or breaking the law or putting others in harm's way, I really can't believe that this disclaimer has to be added. Welcome to the year 2026, I guess, right? There's been a lot of crazy thus far this year. We know. We all know. We all have our thoughts and our opinions, right? As I stated last week, I really do pride myself on keeping Wednesday edition to a comfortable, easy, leisurely 20 minutes or so. I really think that's the perfect duration. We touched some last week about the ongoing strife that is happening in some states. So I invite you to go back and listen to last week and maybe even flip through some other episodes as well. Make it a goal to binge some Wednesday edition. I can't think of a better binge. They're only 20 minutes, people. So as I was saying, there's been a lot of crazy in 2026, but I wanted to take a moment to look at something good that has been overshadowed by all of the yuck that is like smashed in our face every day, especially those who are still glued to the mainstream media. The Wednesday edition inner circle takes the mainstream media with a giant grain of salt. So back to the overshadowed, ignored, and very healthy next story. Our guy RFK, remember him? Meditates with the Ravens, allegedly dropped the bear carcass in Central Park, and may or may not have decapitated a beached whale and strapped the head to a minivan. That guy. So RFK flipped the pyramid, people. So the food pyramid is a representation of the optimal number of servings to be eaten each day from each of the basic food groups. The first pyramid was published in Sweden in 1974. So there are many food pyramids out there. I could go into every different one I saw in my research, but the way I see it, and I like to think I at least have a good base understanding of what is good for me and what is not. The way I see it is the old pyramid allowed for more breads, pastas, grains, which aren't bad. It's just about portion. The old pyramid also had emphasis on proteins and fruits and veggies, just not as much as it should have. I think it ultimately boils down to what they want you to buy. My opinions, my thoughts, my podcast. Amen for freedom of speech. RFK's pyramid is inverted, right? And it has heavy emphasis on proteins and nutrient dense foods. He's a pretty healthy guy, I think. For all the drugs and crazy parties he's probably seen, I think he looks pretty good. He practices the 12 steps. He's open about his flaws. I think the guy really does try to live in the moment. And I think with the life he's seen, I think he has a good belief in trying to do the right thing. I like to look at him more of the meditating with Raven 12-step guy than a decapitating whale guy is what I'm trying to say. But I do approve of RFK. Yeah. People, our approval rating last week dropped. It dropped some from a 200 to a 184. As always, that's okay. We gave our best, right? That's where the true approval lies, right? Isn't that what we hear on Wednesday Edition preach? What else do we preach here on Wednesday Edition? That's right. You guessed it. You knew it was coming. We preach about keeping cash alive, right, people? Cash Friday is in 2 days. Every week, people. On Friday, stop by the ATM, get some cash out, and while you're out doing your stuff on the weekend, stop in a privately owned coffee shop and buy some coffee using cash. Find an art show and buy some art using cash. Man, even drop a 1 with a homeless guy. At least he's going to keep it circulating in the system. It's better, though, to find these small businesses and help them. It helps them because when you use cash to pay, they don't have to pay so many flipping fees, right? Amen for doing your part, and amen for cash. As I mentioned last week, or maybe it was the week before, I know it was on a Wednesday, though. People, Wednesday Edition is based out of Denver, Colorado, the Mile High City. Our football team is pretty good, and we can only look at things day by day, like we've been talking about, right in the moment. People, living in the present and living in the moment can be applied in almost every inch of your life. So there's a big game that is out on the horizon. It's played every year. If you haven't heard about it, it's called the Super Bowl. Amen for halftime shows, right? So this year's Super Bowl is being played at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California. Okay. Now, some of you out there in the Wednesday edition community might be thinking to yourself, what is this Super Bowl that Scott is talking about? It sounds really super. I think I might want to go. Get a hold of your dreams and aspirations, people. There's something you might want to consider before getting your super shorts all tangled up, okay? Listen to this and listen clearly. So, next to Levi's Stadium and the San Francisco 49er practice field is this massive electrical substation. There's a theory circulating that this substation is kicking out enough radiation to weaken collagen, people. So that explains why the Niners have been plagued with so many injuries over the years. Collagen is the very glue that holds tendons and ligaments together. As always, all I'm saying is do your research. I really don't think this story and this theory is too far out of the realm of possibility, people. This is another one of those stories that is a perfect example of an opportunity to practice some of the things we preach here and do some research and grow your own thoughts, right? I mean, did you really think at any point before COVID that we would be talking about shutdowns or rigged elections or riots in the streets? What I'm saying is do your research, get a good understanding of something before you make assumptions and start believing things that aren't even there. And add some collagen into your life. I've never heard of anyone running into any major problems adding collagen. Amen again for good choices, right? So we were talking about living in the moment and not dwelling on past events and not living in expectation of future events. Oh, a newsflash just into Wednesday edition. You only have today, people. So many people out there focusing on what has happened, dwelling, right? It's not healthy, people. Learning and conditioning yourself to live in the present can reduce stress, anxiety, and impulsivity. It can boost happiness and self esteem. It can lower blood pressure and improve immune function. It can help relationships by improving empathy and connection by being truly present with others. It also improves focus by enhancing your ability to concentrate on tasks. All good, healthy, and beneficial things to practice in our lives. It's been my own personal experience and the experience of people I've known that living too much in the past or the future causes a lot of overthinking and overanalyzing, often creating situations and scenarios that aren't even there. Pause, breathe, and look at what is right in front of you in the moment. Amen for clear and present thinking. Amen for you, the Wednesday edition community, and amen for us being together tonight, right? I'm really passionate about the things we discuss here. I want people to take it to heart, and at the same time, I'm grateful for being given the ability, strength, and courage to be able to share these stories with you as well as my opinions, thoughts, and observations. Always, from the bottom of my heart and soul, thank you. Feel free to reach out, say hey, give me your feedback, give me your ideas, your suggestions, your constructive criticisms. We can always use another friend, right, people? I do have plenty of free t-shirts too, if you want one of those. You can message me on Instagram or through scottleisure.com. Keep cash alive, do some research, And Google these three things this week, people. Number one, Google Santa Clara Electrical Substation. You might as well Google 5G and COVID too while you're at it, okay? Number two, Google the new food pyramid. Learn about what you should and shouldn't be putting in your body and start making some changes if you need to. We at Wednesday Edition want everyone healthy and leading their best lives, right? Number three, Google the dangers of overthinking. Calm your mind, people. Breathe in, breathe out, and kumbaya. The price we pay for associating with the wrong people is enough reason for us to be stricter about who we keep in our circles, right? Living in the moment, understanding the food pyramid, collagen, and finding truth, all neatly wrapped up in a 20-minute Wednesday edition. I like it, people. I like it. Here we go. The top 5 songs from January 21st, 1984. 1984. You know, George Orwell once said, "Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past." Or something like that. All right, let's do this. Number 5. Elton John. I guess that's why they call it the blues. Okay, we'll give Elton a pass. It's not a horrible Elton John song, right? 1 for 1. Number 4. The Romantics Talking in Your Sleep. Remember? I hear the secrets that you keep when you're talking in your sleep. When you close your eyes and you go to sleep. Eep, eep, eep. Great song. 2 for 2. Off to a positive start. Not going to look too far ahead though, right, people? Living in the now, living in the present. Number 3. Duran Duran, Union of the Snake. Not the best Duran Duran song. So this week at a show, Duran Duran dedicated a song to the protester that was shot in Minnesota. They said they didn't want to get political, but they wanted to dedicate the song. So which is it, Duran Duran? 2 for 3. Number 2, Hall & Oates, Say It Isn't So. It's an okay song. I mean, after a while, don't all Hall & Oates songs sound the same? I'm not wrong. 3 for 4. And the number 1 song from January 21st, 1984, Owner of a Lonely Heart by Yes. Okay, cool. Best song on the countdown should be at number 1, right? Right. Live in the moment, people. Get some collagen. Eat some properly portioned protein. Do some research. And don't get trafficked. Remaining focused and centered on the present moment greatly reduces your chances of being trafficked, people. Wednesday edition. Every Wednesday, 5 p.m., Instagram, YouTube, and scottleisure.com. Subscribe to the YouTube, people. I really hate having to remind you every week. Come on. Do it for your good pal, Scott, please. All right. Thank you, people. Stay in your lane and make it a good night, right? Owner of a lonely heart, much better than the owner of a broken heart. Dun,